As a young woman in college, I felt like I had my entire life ahead of me. I was heavily involved with triathlon on a competitive level at that time, and so I felt invincible. It was something I did every day, multiple hours every day. I actually met my husband on a bike ride, so when I would come home from college on break, we would do a lot of training together and races together. It was kind of a date. So in 2008, I was in a terrible bike crash. And I fractured my right hip and cracked my helmet in half and had a concussion. I was petrified. Scared doesn't even do justice. I had this intense pain radiating through my hip, and all I could think was, what did I just do to myself? Those injuries down the road led into constipation. Then I realized it was a problem. I did see a gastroenterologist, and that's when he diagnosed me with IBS-C. And so I found that over time, I started scheduling activities around my bathroom schedule. Usually what would happen is I would be able to use the bathroom some, but it would definitely not be complete. And so as a result, I would spend the rest of the day feeling very heavy and bloated and just intestinal cramps the whole day. It made it very difficult with my relationship with David, especially with making plans and sticking with them. I would find myself often canceling because of the pain I was experiencing. After talking about my condition and how serious it was, he still decided to propose to me, and I said yes. I was very excited about getting married to him. Really, a lot of events happened. I actually landed my first job as a wellness dietitian at a local wellness center. After a few months of my new job, the symptoms were so difficult while managing my job at the same time, just because of the pain and not being able to fully engage mentally with my clients. And about 6 months after this time period, I was actually laid off from my job. I was so confused and I had no idea what I was doing with my life. I was going from doctor to doctor and coming up shorthanded with solutions. I felt very alone and that I had to put this whole puzzle together on my own. In 2015, I was actually tested for food sensitivities using the mediator release test and embarked on a food elimination approach followed by a food reintroduction. And it was during this time I was actually finally able to get off my IBS medication to the point where I could go and plan my day despite having IBS because my symptoms aren't limiting me anymore. I believe that every pain has a purpose, and I know that God has allowed these series of events in my life to help other people who are going through a similar situation. I made the decision recently to focus on people with IBS, and before I was meeting with all different types of clients, and now I'm focusing on people with digestive issues. Because it has been a journey and not an overnight success, it has gradually enabled David and me to pursue a much more normal life. My IBS is much better, and I'm finally have recovered from my injuries, from my hip fracture, and I'm looking forward to the years ahead and doing the activities that I enjoy doing, such as running and cycling with my husband.